Have you ever landed somewhere that looks perfect in photos, only to realize the moment you step off the plane that reality is very different? That's exactly how it felt when I arrived in the Philippines. At first glance, it's everything you expect from a tropical paradise. Powdery white beaches, crystal clear waters, sun-soaked islands, smiling faces, and karaoke spilling from every corner. It looks like a dream you've pinned on your vision board. But spend enough time there, and the picture-perfect postcard fades. Beneath the beauty, there's another side, a side that most tourists never see. And here's the kicker: most visitors who come to the Philippines once never return. According to recent statistics, the Philippines has the lowest tourism return rate in all of Southeast Asia. Stunning islands, cheap flights, sunny weather, kind people, but travelers often don't come back. Something doesn't add up. Once you experience it firsthand, it all starts to make sense. Before we dive in, let me clarify. This isn't a bashing the Philippines video. This is simply my personal experience. The reality that doesn't make it into Instagram posts, travel vlogs, or tourism ads. Behind the sunsets, cheap beers and friendly faces, there's another layer that's hard to ignore once you see it. I remember landing in Manila, buzzing with excitement. Everyone online had told me, Filipinos are some of the friendliest people in the world. And initially, that was true. People smiled, greeted me warmly, and welcomed me like a guest in their home. But soon patterns emerged. Patterns that weren't so friendly. Take taxis, for example. I got into one that seemed honest at first. The driver smiled, helped load my bags, and turned on the AC. Everything seemed normal, until I arrived at my hotel. The fare that should have been around 300 pesos suddenly jumped to 3,000 pesos. When I protested, the driver locked the doors and threatened to call the police. That's when I realized Manila operates on a different set of rules. Then there's the police. I've traveled across Southeast Asia and encountered corruption before, but the Philippines felt different. One day, in a small provincial town, I was riding a rented motorbike when two officers stopped me. They didn't explain anything, didn't write a ticket, and just said, "Pay 1,000 pesos or we impound your bike." With guns in hand, there was little choice. I paid. That's when it struck me. In the Philippines, you can feel safe until you actually need safety. And it's not just tourists who experience this. A friend of mine had his passport stolen in Manila. When he reported it, the police shrugged. Go to the embassy, they said. That was the end of it. Travel outside the major cities, and you'll feel as though you've stepped back in time. Rural towns often seem frozen in the 1970s. Old jeepneys clatter along broken roads, infrastructure projects never seem to finish, and electricity outages can last for hours, or even all night. Poverty is everywhere. Barefoot children run through streets, makeshift homes crumble, and half-built bridges stand abandoned, rusting in the sun. Corruption siphons funds before they reach the communities that desperately need them. Many locals accept it as just life, a hopeless resignation that is honestly just heartbreaking to witness. Even friendliness can be transactional. In tourist areas, smiles and kindness often stop once money is no longer involved. Expats share stories of being scammed, betrayed, or taken advantage of by people they trusted. Family disputes over property, disappearing partners after property deals, and constant overcharging can make you, well, really question who is genuine and who is calculating. When poverty has persisted for generations, survival often becomes the priority. It's easy to understand why. But it's exhausting when you're constantly navigating a world where trust comes with a price. Here's the irony. The Philippines is breathtaking. Palawan, Boracay, Siargao, some of the most beautiful places on earth. The beaches, the oceans, the sunsets, it's mesmerizing. But for every paradise beach, there's a slum nearby. Luxury resorts sit beside neighborhoods without electricity. You can walk past a fancy hotel and see children sleeping on cardboard boxes just a few steps away. This duality, beauty and dysfunction, is everywhere. It's the country's defining paradox. Some days I thought I could live here forever. Other days the scams, the power outages, and the inefficiency made me want to leave immediately. What shocks visitors, and often breaks their hearts, is seeing how locals are trapped in the same struggles. Government programs fail to reach them, infrastructure doesn't improve, and corruption eats away at opportunities. One local friend summed it up simply: "Here, we survive, not live." That phrase stuck with me. Filipinos laugh in the face of hardship, but that resilience also hides the pain. You love the people, but hate the system. You love the energy, but hate the scams. Post criticism online, and you risk being called ignorant, unlucky, or racist. But after repeated experiences, patterns emerge, and they're hard to ignore. Compared to its neighbors, the Philippines is falling behind. Step into Bangkok, and you immediately notice the order, the cleanliness, the efficiency. Vietnam feels like a rising star in Asia, modern, disciplined, booming economically, yet still affordable. Even Cambodia, which was once considered underdeveloped, now feels more modern than some parts of Metro Manila. Meanwhile, the Philippines seems stuck in neutral, promising progress that rarely materializes. Corruption, political instability, religious influence, and economic mismanagement trap ordinary citizens in cycles of frustration. I say this with empathy. I've met some of the kindest, hardest working people here, but the environment punishes honesty and, rewards shortcuts. Living here can feel like a death by 1,000 cuts. Power outages, delayed flights, bills mysteriously doubling, or endless waiting in government offices. Over time, it just wears you down. Even locals are losing hope. Comments I've read online echo a common sentiment. I discourage anyone from visiting right now, or it's getting worse. Poverty isn't just financial, it's emotional. It seeps into politics, education, services, and even relationships. The Catholic Church remains a powerful force, shaping policy, influencing social norms, and, controlling issues like birth control. Entire communities remain trapped in cycles of poverty, unable to access tools that could help them plan their lives and break free from generational struggles. Children pay the price. You see them begging outside stores while government officials drive luxury cars. Religion should inspire compassion, not control. But in the Philippines, it often limits freedom and keeps people obedient, even in the face of hardship. Modernizing a country is difficult when half the population believes suffering is a virtue. So, here's the paradox again. Filipinos are warm, funny, and incredibly resilient, but, the system just chips them down little by little. Young, talented minds leave for better opportunities abroad and, honestly, they thrive. The environment, not the people, is the problem here. About a decade ago, foreigners flocked to the Philippines, retirees, digital nomads, dreamers. But now, many quietly leave for Vietnam or Thailand, looking for safety, organization, and, opportunity. Scams, inflation, and watching all that potential just wasted pushes them away. Thailand, it just remains organized. Vietnam is, booming. And the Philippines? It's kind of stuck in place, beautiful, sure, but flawed, friendly, but, honestly, frustrating. The small heartbreaks start to pile up. A dog chained up in the sun with no water, a child sleeping on a piece of cardboard, a grandmother begging while shiny luxury SUVs drive by. These moments, they really chip away at your spirit. You end up mourning what the country could be. So, if you're a foreigner thinking about where to live in Southeast Asia, here's how it goes. Thailand is modern, safe, structured. Yeah, a bit pricier, but reliable. Vietnam is affordable, organized, full of opportunity. The Philippines? It's emotionally rich, but logistically broken. You get sunsets, smiles, and heartbreak, all in equal measure. This isn't hatred, not at all. It's love. A real love for a country that could be truly great if corruption ended, if infrastructure improved, if education and opportunity expanded, if children and animals were treated with dignity, if religion stopped controlling policy, and if citizens actually demanded accountability. Paradise, yeah, it has fine print. Smiles can fade quickly when money enters the picture. Culture gets suffocated under corruption and religious control, and survival, that just becomes the daily struggle. You arrive for the beaches and the sunsets. You stay at least, until reality finally catches up with you. The Philippines breaks your heart slowly, piece by piece, promise by promise. Sure, good days still exist, sunsets, meals, kind people, but eventually the imbalance just overwhelms you. You mourn what could have been. That's actually why so many tourists never return. Loving this country comes with heartbreak, and yet, you can't really stop loving it either. Deep down, you still hope it can change. The Philippines honestly has incredible potential. Its people are resilient, kind, and capable. Its land and seas, just breathtaking. But until corruption ends, infrastructure improves, education becomes truly accessible, and the system starts respecting its citizens, the country will, unfortunately, continue to struggle.